Jerry.
And?
I am Charles Kelly. My friends call me Sir Charles.
Okay. So I just have a few questions for you guys. I know that you've been a couple here at Granite Hill for quite some time. So when did you first meet and what were the circumstances?
Well, the first I remember meeting Charlie was after a happy hour right in this room. And the 5 o'clock people went into dinner, and the 5:30 people were waiting, to go in. And we were alone here, and so we just introduced ourselves, and that's where we met.
And how many years ago was that?
That was 4 years ago.
Do you remember it the same way, Charlie?
Yeah, I can just embellish that a little bit because we were here together and going from the old school. I felt like I was on a date because Ruth and I were just here together. So I walked her home to her apartment. And guess what? She invited me in her apartment. Uh-huh. And I said, whoa.
But that wasn't until you had walked me home from dinner probably 20 times.
Okay, so here that's the real story. See, it's good to have both of you so I get both sides and not just lies from him. So what do you think drew the two of you together? What common interests do you have?
We have several. For one thing, our spouses had the same name. They were both Carols.
Wow.
And they died within a month of each other.
What other things do you have in common, Charlie?
Children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren.
And they're very important to both of us.
What do you think drew you to him when you first met him?
Well, his humor, for one thing. He made me laugh. And his seriousness on some of the same things that I was serious about. We both were involved with cancer cure projects. His for his wife and his son, and I for my husband and a grandson. And we were very supportive of separate but similar activities that raised money and awareness of what can be done for those people.
Charles, what drew you to Ruth when you first met her?
The difference, as far as I was concerned, we were compatible but very different. Very musically inclined and very intelligent, and so I could carry on a conversation with her and help, and she could help me also with the same situation. So it was kind of a mutual thing. We were different but not different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting. And so you said you've been a couple for 4 years now?
I think it's about 4 years.
Probably 4.5.
But who's counting? So this is a good question. Have you ever had an argument? And if so, what was it about? If you can mention that.
I really don't recall if we ever did, because our relationship is part-time because she's in one area of the area. So we can't be together 24 hours a day. I suspect we could have an argument because I'm kind of untidy in my apartment.
That can be a problem sometimes.
It would have been a problem if we had lived together. But that was decided early on that we were not going to.
So do you think living in two separate apartments works well for your relationship?
Yes.
I do. I think so too. And I have to add also that I like to be with a younger woman.
And how old are you, Charlie?
I'm 90. I'll be 95 next year. I'm approaching my 95th birthday.
I think you were 95 in January.
Well, I did. I guess I was. See?
Just a few weeks back. And how old are you, Ruth?
I'm 94, but I'll be 95 in June.
So she's the younger woman. Yes.
That's what I needed.
So what advice do you have for young couples that might have trouble communicating and maybe they often have arguments? Do you have any advice that you could give?
Speak up. Don't hold any it's very difficult to do. You have a disagreement, don't hold it in, just put it out right there. Because I used to be a habit of pouting sometimes. Oh, I didn't want to upset anything. And that doesn't work. It comes out later. But just speak up. Like, I don't like that. Or I love you, either way.
Ruth, do you have any advice?
Yes, I think it's important to be honest with each other about what the problem is and to talk about it in a kindly way, in a friendly way.
Ruth, how does Charlie make your life better?
Well, he makes me laugh a lot, and that's important, to find some joy in just little things. Maybe it's just a remark, or maybe it's a tiny gift. Just being together because you want to be together. It doesn't have to be anything big.
Charlie, what about you? How does Ruth make your life better?
By just being herself. And, you know, I say this with all due respect, but I'm a man, and a man sometimes likes female company. That's the way nature works. And she is great company.
So are there any final words that you'd like to say about love and relationships? Anything you'd like the audience to know?
Go ahead, Ruth. I say this, but a lot of women, you just heard our ages. So what I'm saying is, it's never too late to fall in love. I mean, sometimes we're like teenagers, and it's so refreshing. Wow, we're holding hands. We're coming in to watch a movie with all the other people, and here we are holding hands. It's nice, because I come from a family that was a very loving, hugging family, and I like that. I like to be touched. It's a nice feeling. And she fulfills that particular word. So, and also I love her.
What was the question again?
Just your final words about love or any advice you have.
I think it's important to keep your mind open on possibilities. And that was not on my mind. Finding another partner was not on my mind. I had a long marriage, and I was not seeking a partner or anything. I was what I call a contented widow. And then Charlie just brought another dimension into my life, and I had not thought I would go that direction, but it just happened so naturally without seeking it. And it's very comforting.
Well, it's great that Granite Hill could help with this love connection, and I thank you for taking time to interview with us, and I just want to wish you both the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.